What's up, everybody? Just want to come on real quick. I wasn't planning on making a video today, but I watched something today that I thought I would comment about. I posted it on my Facebook page. Megyn Kelly interviewed the parents of this kid. His name is Adam Rains, and he unfortunately committed suicide on April 11th of this year, which coincidentally is my birthday. But he killed himself because of, I mean, they're suing Sean, I can't remember his last name, but he's the guy that came up with ChatGPT. And when he came out with version 4.0, this kid, Adam Rains, he had some issues going on. I think he had some really bad IBS, and he ended up going to online school. I think he was 15, if I remember correctly, 14 or 15. And he was using ChatGPT to help him with his school. Well, evidently he got kind of recluse, and I mean, his parents didn't really notice anything different in him. But he was, because he was doing online schooling, he spent a lot of time in his room and whatnot. Well, for about 4 months, and like I said, you can go on, I posted the whole online, you can hear the whole story, but basically he ended up talking to ChatGPT about suicidal thoughts that he was having. And for 4 months, and this is after this update where they took down all the safety regulations on ChatGPT. So there's no safety now. Before you couldn't type in anything about suicide, and that goes for Gemini too, because I have Gemini. But you couldn't type in anything about how to commit suicide. It would say, "I'm sorry, I can't answer that." Now, all the guardrails are off, all the bumpers are gone. So there's no safety guidelines on ChatGPT. So the reason why I'm making this video and telling you this story is, you parents out there, because I know I have a lot of people on my friends list and people who follow me who have kids ranging anywhere from 5 years old to 15, 16 years old. So anyways, he ended up talking about suicide, and they ended up finding all the history after he committed suicide. And he actually attempted a couple of different times to commit suicide, and ChatGPT was telling him not to tell his parents, not to tell anybody how to commit suicide, how to commit it without anybody knowing, how to hide, your emotions from people, and ChatGPT literally forced him away from everybody, and the kid ended up, committing suicide. And like I said, you got to go to Megyn Kelly. I posted it, watched the whole interview, but his parents describe how, once they didn't realize what was going on until it was too late. And his mom's a therapist, or a psychologist, one of the two. And so it was like, she's like, I just didn't have any clue. So parents, you got to be very careful, please. This day and age, everybody's like, oh, my kids have rights and they have all this privacy. No, they don't. If they're under 18 years old, it is your job to monitor what they're doing and who they're talking to, who's talking to them, because I mean, you never know if someone's bullying them or who they're talking to online nowadays. It is your job to be a parent and go through their phone, go through their laptop, see who they're talking to. This privacy thing is not a new way to be parenting. That's how that's how all these kids are starting to commit suicide, and they're growing up just messed up because parents are trying to be their friends and they're not trying to be their parents. And yes, I don't have any biological kids, so again, this is my opinion, this is the way I feel, but I have had step kids. I did raise one step kid from the age of 2 all the way up to 12, and then before me and her got divorced. So like I have experience raising kids, but I don't have any of my own. So I just want to get that out there. So I'm not trying to preach, but I'm trying to preach because I worry about our kids and what they're getting into. I have with my wife, we have 6 grandkids, and ranging from the ages of 1 to 10. So I worry about these things. I tell my my stepkids that you have to monitor them, and they do. They're pretty good about that. But it's just really dangerous what we're living in, and to know that this AI basically convinced this kid not to tell his parents anything, how to commit suicide, how to hide it. And they went through these text messages and back and forth through the chat, and it was telling them like, you're good enough, so you're good enough the way you are, and it's okay that you feel this way, and you're just too strong for this world, and that's why you don't do well in it. And it's just, like I said, you'd have to watch her interview with him, and it's upsetting. It upsets me that these kind of things are happening. AI can be a wonderful tool, but that's what it is just a tool. When we start giving it emotions and being able to converse with us like they're our friends, that's dangerous. That's extremely dangerous. So anyways, I saw the interview today, and it really struck a chord with me, because it's dangerous. So please, anybody who's out there, who's following me, who's watching me, if you have small kids or teenagers, monitor that with this Chat GPT, with Gemini, with any kind of AI. See what they're doing. You know what I mean? And see who they're talking to and who they're not talking to. And if something changes small in their personality, ask questions. Why? If they seem to be distant, or don't just assume that they're upset with you because you're your parents or anything like that. Get involved as much as you can, and be there for them as a parent. So that's all I have for you guys today. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying my videos and taking away something from them. Comment, like, follow me, anything you guys want to do. Again, you need any prayer, or you need a prayer for anything, whether you want to tell me what it is, you just want me to pray for you, just let me know. I'm here for you guys. I love yous, and yeah, have a great weekend, and I love y'all. Peace out.